Hi and welcome back to another easy guitar chord lesson, and today we're going to focus on the E major chord. So we've covered quite a few chords so far. We've covered the C, the G, the D, the E minor, the A minor, the A, and today we're covering E. So E looks like this, sounds like this. We're going to go through each note. So it's the second fret on the A string with the middle finger for the time being, the second fret on the D string with the third finger, and the first fret on the G string with the first finger. So when you put all those together, you get the E. And you'll notice that it's very similar to the E minor. The E minor was just two fingers here, and the E major is with one finger. So now what you need to do is you need to get used to the difference between the minor sound, which is the E minor with two fingers, and the major sound with three fingers with this extra first finger on here. Okay, so we can also fret this chord, this E major chord, this happier chord, with fingers 3, 4, and 2. And again, this is something that you should be doing in your practice to prepare you for when you want to do things like bar chords, which again, as I've mentioned in previous lessons, will help you to move up the strings in different ways. Okay, so fingers 2, 3, and 1, and 3, 4, and 2. Okay, so now let's try connecting the E major chord into a progression. And what we're going to do is we're not going to start with the E major chord, actually. We're going to start with another chord. We're going to start with A minor. And you'll notice that the A minor is almost, well, it's basically exactly the same shape as E. The only difference is that we're on different strings. So the A minor is the 2, 3, and 1, the underneath here in this diagonal. And so is E, except E, I just have to shift them one set of strings towards myself. With the A minor, you strum from the A string, and with the E, you strum from the E string. Okay, so we're going to strum the following chord progression. We're going to go A minor, into E, into G, whichever G you would like to do, whether it's that one, finger 2, 3, 4, or all 4 fingers, into D. Okay, so A minor, into E, let's do a connection with 2, 3, and 4 into D. The reason why I might want to do 2, 3, 4 connection in G is because I've already got my second finger on the position here, and we can pivot on that by taking the other fingers off from me, sliding a little bit across and adding them on. Okay, so 4 strums on each chord. Here we go. After 4, 3, 4, 2, 3, into D. Let's go again. And A minor, 2, 3, into E, into G, into D. Okay, so that's your E major. Just make sure when you're doing this chord that, again, like in previous lessons, you've got to make sure that your thumb is in position, that your fingers are on their tips, that the wrist is in a nice comfortable position so you're not blocking any of the strings that you play. You're pushing down hard enough and your fingers are close to the fretline. If you're doing all these things, then your chord will come. If it's not quite coming, it's just because your fingers need a little bit of time to build the strength and the muscle memory. But because you've learned the A minor, you'll find this chord probably a little bit easier than maybe some of the other chords, which are brand new shapes to you. Okay, so let's try that progression one more time. A minor, E, our new chord, into G, into D. Okay, here we go, after 4. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, into E, into G, into D. Let's try one more time. Back to A minor, into E, Okay, so that was E major. I hope you've had a little bit of fun with that, and I will see you very soon for another easy guitar chord lesson.